And as we get ready for the kickoff here, we're in for an amazing matchup. The conditions are windy for today's game, around 55 degrees. So obviously, as Mike said, it is going to be good temperature for a football game. But do you think the wind's going to have a massive impact on this game, or obviously, as both these teams utilize the running game, it shouldn't matter really too much?
Yeah, it's going to have an impact on the pass, but it'll also have an impact on punting, special teams. Going one way, you may get a 60-yard punt. Going the other way, you may get a 20-yard punt. So it definitely will be a factor.
Bobcats all ready to go on the receive. Will be Pembroke to get us underway. Mike, any last second thoughts before we get this ball teed up for kickoff?
Not really. Number 83, Liam Shannon, is back, as well as Logan Marsh to receive the kickoff. They're up around the 5-yard line.
Well, the whistle is out, and on a crisp autumn afternoon, we are officially underway from Plymouth. Will be taken. Going to the outside. He's got a little bit of room. He's got some room up the left-hand sideline. There he goes. The blocking here is in his favor. And it'll be taken out around the 30-ish yard line. And what a way to kick off the game for the Bobcats.
They had a great wall set up on the left-hand side, and he followed his blocking well. Came very close to breaking it all the way, but this certainly gives Plymouth a great position to start off the game with.
Excellent field position and to ride the momentum here. Bobcats break the huddle on their 28-yard, on the Pembroke 28, just outside the red zone.
They're in a speed sweep formation with a single fullback.
See what happens. Motion man. Be a handoff up the middle. There he goes. He has some room. He has a little bit of separation through the gap and will be taken out around the 13. Make it into the red zone as well.
It's a first down on that.
Brought down by Brown.
I liked what I saw there, especially for the blocks. He just got that. He got that space that he needed. One running back in the backfield. Motion man, Diamond. Be a handoff. And will be driven back for, looks like a loss of 2 or 3.
Valente on the carry. Brought down by Henderson.
There's a great defense there out of Pembroke.
It's the exact same play as the play before, with the exception being the ball was handed off to the fullback, Ben Valente. But nobody was fooled on that. Usually an inside linebacker is going to key on that fullback.
Bobcats ready to go on the second down. Diamond has a handoff up the middle. There he goes. He's got space. And be just short, it looks like.
Taylor Rousseau on a great run up the middle.
And that will be just short. Their handoff. It's up and touchdown Bobcats. Great way to get the game going after a nice kick return.
Number 23, Ben Valente on the score, and it looked like a 222 fullback power, and he walked in pretty much untouched. Plymouth also ramped up the tempo on that. They didn't go into a huddle. They went from the line of scrimmage, which was also didn't give Pembroke a chance to send anybody in.
And the extra point is up, and it's good. Bobcats 7. Great way to start after the kickoff.
Nice job by LUC the leg legacy. He just put a little chip shot there through the uprights, and he's done a great job this year. He's got a great foot, and it looks like he'll be doing the punting for them as well.
Can't wait to see what that comes out of later. But as you pointed out in the stuff that we need to see out of Pembroke's first drive, they will be coming up here in just a second. I definitely want to see Nate Lawrence get some good passes or get some good handoffs to whoever it may be, either Darren Rodriguez or Caden Rodriguez. See what they can maybe do in the backfield today.
So after 1.5 minutes, Plymouth is up 7-0. So that score was set up by a great run back, kickoff return by Liam Shannon.
Can't wait to see more of him. Ball's teed up, and as we noted, this would be great momentum for the Bobcats to get a win here at home and travel to the road to Amherst to play Souhegan. The ball is up and will be to the back right, where it'll bounce around the 20. And it'll be tackled around a little bit past the 25.
They just had a little pooch kick from the kickoff. They didn't try to drive the thing straight. Of course, you're kicking into the wind, but with a kick like that, it's going to reduce the opportunity for the other team to get any kind of a return set up.
Nate Lawrence, quarterback here for this Spartans team. See what kind of formation they come out in here. It's like a variation of the shotgun formation. And we'll have a whistle and a flag.
Procedure on Pembroke. Everybody was jumping.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they'll have to go back 5 after the false start. You had the man in motion, and you saw exactly where the man that moved was. So obviously starting in a 1st and 15 situation, not as good as starting in a 1st and 10 situation. They break the huddle. Motion man, Lawrence will take the snap. Will be a handoff to the outside. There he goes. He's got some space, some separation. Will be out of bounds. Not after a nice gain.
Hanson on the carry.
So they recouped about 5.5, 6 yards from the penalty spot. So looking about 2nd and 9-ish.
Great way to set up great field position now after that penalty drew him back. We'll see what they can do on the 2nd and 9. Bobcats defense await. Motion man. Lawrence back to throw, and it will be out of bounds.
Yeah, he had a guy that was somewhat open over in the flats on the left, but he overthrew the pass. Plymouth had 2 defenders in the area, and I'm sure that if it had been completed, it would have been out about there, but they might have had a first down. So we're looking at 3rd and 9.
Curious to see what the Spartans will spice up. Lawrence might look for a check down, might look for the pass, or even for a handoff to Hanson.
Got trips right on this.
Motion man.
To the right.
Here goes Lawrence. The pressure comes through, and they will gobble him up for a sack.
It's an appropriate term for this time of the year.
Well,
I think what we just saw was what's going to be the difference in this game, and we've seen it offensively with them running the ball, and the defensive line and offensive line of Plymouth is about as solid as I've ever seen. They've got great size, they have good athleticism, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. If he doesn't get rid of that ball quickly, he's not going to have much time to throw.
I did like how Lawrence, he was able to avoid the first pressure attempt, but unfortunately that pressure did come in for him by the strong Bobcats defense, which ended up leading to that sack.
We got a kick, ball goes out around Plymouth's 45-yard line, so they'll be in good field position for the second set of offensive plays.
Curious to see what Luke Diamond and co will be able to do on this second drive.
And I think that you'll see predominantly a running game, as they have the horses in the backfield and they've got the line, and there's no need to throw if you can run. Not that you shouldn't mix it up a little bit, but I think Plymouth's going to be very, very strong with that offensive running game, much like they have previously in the first 5 games of the season.
We'll see what Luke Diamond can do. 1 out of the 3 captains on the field. Diamond awaits the snap. It will be a handoff up the middle. There he goes. He will be chugging his way up, and for a massive gain of what looks to be around 12-ish yards. It's hard to tell, but
that's Robbie Thorne, who is affectionately known as the Coke Machine. He's a big kid. Had a great season last year. He's 6'3", 215. I think he's 215 plus, but does a nice job following his blockers, and great gain with a first down.
Nothing but just a great first down. 1st and 10 on the Pembroke 38. Diamond awaits. It'll be a handoff again. Following the blocking, it's going to get taken down around the 26.
And again, that was a fullback power with Robbie Thorne. He followed his blockers very, very well. Another first down. They've gone into the wing T formation right now, double tights. So it appears as if they're going to pound the ball right at Pembroke.
That's something that the Pembroke defense is going to have to be waiting for. Maybe get a linebacker in that box just in case.
Well, they're a lot smaller than Plymouth on the line. So it's going to be tough. They're going to have to play hard.
In motion. Another run. Tried to break a tackle, but got taken down around the 19.
Yeah, Valente picked up about
Valente on the carry.
7. And again, that was a straight fullback dive. They motioned to the far side of the field, and Valente took it up the middle. Kind of broke a tackle on the line of scrimmage and then dragged some people down the field with him.
2nd and short, just made it past the red zone. Bobcats 1 for 1 from the red zone today. 1 running back. In motion, Diamond will be to the outside to the motion man. There he goes, following the blocks and getting to about the difficult to tell, but around maybe the 4.
That was Tristan Patridge. It was a great run. They pulled the guard, and he had great blocking ahead of him. The tight end folded the corner. He followed the blocking, and they just did a nice job.
And definitely, as I said, I like what I saw there. They had the motion man run to the outside and had that leverage. It's a great way for Plymouth to utilize their size. Here we go, the Bobcats ready to go. Diamonds. Apologies. 2 motions. There goes Diamond. Diamond to the outside, has the space, and he'll take it in for the touchdown himself on the scramble.
Well, I think they saw what was happening on the bootleg there, but he just too much athleticism on Luke's part. He was able to dip, go outside, and then just race for the corner. Smart play on his part. What they did on that, though, is they lined up with their strength to the left, and they brought both people over to set on the right-hand side, hoping that they'd take somebody with them. And they didn't. So that's why somebody was there looking at Luke, but he took the ball in.
It could have been a designed quarterback run. It's hard to tell there. There wasn't really much pressure on Diamond, so.
And Luke, the legacy, puts another one through. And the Bobcats are up 14-0 with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter.
And as I mentioned for Pembroke, don't let the Bobcats get hot early. They're going to have to slow down that Bobcats offense and especially their running game. But Diamonds, if he's not making great throws or great handoffs, he's taking himself in the back of the end zone. So Bobcats are 2 for 2 on their offensive drives, and we'll get to see Pembroke's second drive.
So that offensive line is just intimidating. You've got at offensive center Tyler Medeiros at 6'4", 300 pounds. And if you're an offensive center, you're generally one of the smarter guys on the line to be able to pick up different defenses and whatnot. So he's done a great job at that spot.
Legacy to put it up. It'll be a low ball, about their 15. Not much room for Alex Sanborn, and will get taken down.
Looks like Taylor Rousseau on the tackle.
I do got to ask for you, if you are on the side of Pembroke, how are you going to have to utilize, especially when you're outsized, how can you get an advantage over Plymouth?
Well, I think generally when they're just bigger than you man for man, and Plymouth not very often, but has been in that situation where just man for man, they were just better. And that's what Pembroke is facing today. So I would think possibly some off-tackle stuff. They've got to go with power to add a little weight to, and that's going to be a penalty on Plymouth.
It will be an offsides.
Flag on the play.
Lawrence drew it.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, the 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So 1st and 5 now for Pembroke. A little bit better starting field position now to work with. After their first drive, they got a penalty that backed them up 5 yards. Now this drive, they got a penalty that moved them up 5 yards.
And I think in terms of if you're going to throw the football against Plymouth, your quarterback has got to be able to roll out. I don't think he's going to get the pocket protection he needs. And so he needs to be more mobile, throw the quicker, shorter passes, which they're doing right now.
He's going to take it to his outside, and it will be good contact, able to shake off one, almost shimmied off a second, taken down about the 32. It was a great play there.
Bisson complete to Lawrence.
And that was a quick pass to the right. I think, though, I would probably roll my quarterback out just to give the other option for him to run if possible. Again, he got off the quick pass, which gave him time, but anything long is going to be difficult for them to hold the Plymouth defensive line out.
Be a handoff. Going to the outside. And he will be taken down after a short gain.
Great job by Rainier on that. He turned that play in. Jeremy fought through his blocker to the outside, and it made everything turn in and allowed the guys in pursuit to make the tackle. He picked up, I don't know if they picked up maybe a yard, but they're 3rd and 1 right now.
So we'll see what the 3rd and 1 can do. I would just think it would be a nice handoff right at the middle just to complete that first down. See if they can move the chains here on their own 34. Be a handoff directly up the middle.
And he's not going to get it.
And he will not complete it, so we'll wait for the call. And 4th and 1.
Brought down by Thorne.
I like what I've been seeing from Thorne all season, for sure. And now in the 4th and 1, it looks like they are going to go for it. Doesn't look like there's a punt crew out there. We'll see in a second. And they will be going for it indeed. Is this a risky call?
Absolutely. Not really sure why
to the outside, he's taken back. The Bobcats are all swarming him, taking him back down in the backfield around the 20-yard line.
That call was a little bit of a surprise. It's just 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and they're 4th and 1 from the 35. Plymouth certainly needs to punish him with this and put the ball in again, which they've had great success the last 2 times. So good for Plymouth, unfortunate for Pembroke.
I mean, I do kind of like the call. You want to surprise your opposition there, but just that outside run call was a little bit unexpected as he got completely swarmed up and brought back behind the line.
Well, I think they'd have a better chance at a fake punt than they would running the ball into the line of scrimmage.
Diamond.
Diamond has somebody wide open.
And a throw incomplete.
He had a man wide open, 86. Abarquin was wide open in the flat.
It was a good opportunity. He decided he wanted to roll out with it, so it was a good attempt by the Bobcats, but a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he did. The primary receiver was the guy that was wide open, and he went to the second guy who came across the middle and threw the ball behind him. So
he was trying to fit in a tight window, though, so. Bobcats come out of the snap, and with this Bobcats front line, they've been doing amazing for the Bobcats in their running game. In motion. It'll be another designed run play for the outside, and he'll go up the middle and get taken down around the 15 or the 14. And Patridge had a nice run there.
Took that down to about the 15. And we're looking at 3rd and 1.
So 3rd and 1 on 16. We'll see what the Bobcats can do. As you're going to notice, you're going to have 2 high safeties. Diamond will throw it, and it will be tipped and incomplete. It was a good throw attempt, just a little bit too high.
Barkwin again had probably 3 yards separation with the D-back and again into the flats. And for some reason he wanted to go over the middle, and there was coverage in there, and the ball was a little bit high.
It was a nice job breaking up that pass, though. And we'll see what happens for the Bobcats. They're going to go for it if they're going to kick the field goal. 4:18, though, to go. Looks like they're just going to send out the field goal unit. And timeout.
That is their first timeout.
So the Bobcats will take a timeout, and for us, we'll step aside.
Out here up at the top of the hill.
Bobcats will be going for it, it looks like. On the 4th and 1, they have 3 people in the backfield. And Pembroke defense getting set. 2 motion men. Snap is up, and it will be a nice run. He will wobble through someone and get taken down at about the 9, but will pick up the first down. There's a beautiful run there. Just the Bobcats just use their size to go ahead and make sure that the run got through. And the next snap, and he'll be taken down around the 10.
That was Crane. He met some resistance there. Plymouth going with the hurry-up offense, not huddling.
Bobcats have a 2nd and 10 in the 8. So, 2nd and goal.
Cooper Mack just went into the game at right end.
Curious to see what we see out of the Bobcats for the rest of this quarter. We'll have probably time for one more possession, but Luke Diamond awaits. And will be a handoff to the fullback, it looks like, and he will plow his way in for a touchdown. The Bobcats get their 3rd, 3 for 3.
The Coke machine is in for another score. Robbie Thorne, that was great fullback power. Went to the right, followed his line, and pretty much waltzed into the end zone. So another good run by Robbie Thorne, and the Plymouth Bobcats are up 20-0 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Robbie Thorne has 2 touchdowns on the day, and Ben Valente had the other, courtesy after that nice kick return. Kick will be up and good.
Luke the Leg legacy, chip shot, 3 in a row. He's 100% from there, and Bobcats are up 21-0 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Now I got to ask you, after seeing the first 2 opening drives from this Pembroke squad, what should we see out of them for this 3rd drive, considering their failed attempts going 3 and out?
Well, you know, I think they picked up 1 first down in the last series, and they came close to a second one. So I mean, I think they need to run the ball. If they're going to throw the ball, it's got to be the quick out. I think the quarterback's got to go. He's got to roll out. The line can't hold off the defensive line of the Bobcats. So they've got to kind of look to run off tackle, I believe, and the passing plays have got to be quick, short, and I think the quarterback's got to roll out, give him some other options.
See Luke Legacy kick us up. It'll be kicked up and away. And it will drop about the 22 and recovered. But here come the Bobcats, and they just push him down. I mean, everything was right there. I did like what I saw from Brown.
Cooper Legacy got there first, and then he was taken down by, I don't recall.
Cooper Legacy has been having a great season so far.
That might have been Cooper Mack on the tackle.
3:12 to go in this opening quarter. This was the third drive for the Spartans. See if they can mix up and see if they can dice up anything. Motion man.
Speed sweep. Going to the far side.
He'll get absolutely hammered. And it looks like it could be for a loss.
Well, your defense, they turned the play in. The cornerback came across, turned the play in, and they had good inside pursuit. So that really didn't fool anybody.
The Bobcats' defensive backs were all ready for that. On the outside, it was a loss of 1.
And when you get the quarterback back there by himself, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be the speed sweep or it's going to be a pass.
So it's just a 50-50, but with this Bobcats defense, we'll see what they can do on the 2nd and 11. He'll roll out, and he'll find his safe check down.
Okay.
He'll be taken out of bounds.
Number 22, Nate Lyons, did a nice job covering on that. Picked up, but they rolled the quarterback out to the right. They hit him in the flat real quick, and they had a little bit of success with that. They're looking at probably 3rd and 4 right now.
And the sophomore, Porter Brown, was a great snag by him. Very reactive, able to go ahead and scoop up that ball and maybe fight for an extra yard before getting pushed out of bounds. So a 3rd and short situation. Again, here comes the pressure. He has to get rid of it. And he will, but it will be a very dangerous throw, almost intercepted. Just the pressure came in.
There was so much pressure, and he was throwing off his back foot. So that ball, he just threw that away, and he's lucky it didn't get picked off.
It was like an awkward jump shot, back throw, just whatever that was. And it was just a risky throw, but nothing much he could have done there. And it's looking like they are going to be going for it again. So it looks like Pembroke is going for it once more on the 4th down, and we'll see what they can spice up. So,
not sure what the conversation is out here, but we've got the officials talking to each other.
And it looks like there's a penalty. So it seems like that's what the stoppage is, but refs are talking it over with the players. Out there at quarterback, Andrew Fitzgerald. And he is a sophomore, so we have a sophomore quarterback out there compared to Luke Diamond, a senior quarterback. But I definitely agree with you that there is a lot of room out there for this Pembroke squad to develop as the seasons go on. Obviously, as you noted, there's 5 seniors and 5 juniors.
Substitution, 12 in the huddle on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So that 4th down is going to knock them back. And it looks like they still are going to be going for it. Might be 4th and 9. Now, for this Pembroke squad, with everybody, next year only 5 seniors are going to be in the rotation, and then a lot of freshmen and sophomores then going to be upgraded to sophomores and juniors next season.
You got freshmen and sophomores, there's 25 players, and there's a total of 35 listed on the roster. So, and I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
Seems like they're going for it back on their own 27. We'll see if this play call can work out. It's going to be a massive gamble facing 21 back in their own side. Fitzgerald to get rid of it, almost picked off, way short of any receiver, it looks like, unless the pressure was just there from the Bobcats. And another failed 4th down conversion.
Quarterback's limping off the field. He got great pressure at the end by a couple of Bobcats.
And we'll see if he'll be okay, but the Bobcats offense will get set back up with some even more great field possession.
And I'm really struggling with understanding the play calling on this. No offense meant, but I just not sure I get it. You're down 21-0, fourth down.
Sometimes you got to gamble it. That's what I like to think. And Pembroke take a timeout, and we'll step aside again. Bobcats 21, Spartans 0. So Bobcats break out of the timeout. Pembroke only have one timeout left in this half. And we've still got a whole nother quarter to go. Bobcats with great field position. It's a good run. We'll try and break off a tackle, but Ben Valente will get taken down. It was a good rush attempt. Diamond rolled out after, trying to fake it. A gain of 2. Substitutions come on. And it will be Jackson Rainier coming in, and then Diamond jogging off from the sideline with the play call. You have it back next to Diamond. Here goes Diamond. Will roll out with it. And you'll throw it in the completion and fights in the contact.
Jeremy Rainier, you throw it anywhere near that boy, he's going to catch it.
And they will be just short at the 1 yard line. It was a great throw by Luke Diamond. You had the rollout, a great snap, and he just found Rainier. He tried to fight through that extra contact right along the right pylon, but just got knocked out of bounds just a yard short.
And I think Coach Sanborn's got to try. He's got to run some different plays as he's doing. He's got to get Luke rolling out, throwing those pass patterns. You got to use him sometime. And even though they don't really need it at this point, it appears they've got to practice it.
Bobcats have 2 guys in the back. And it will be a nice run into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
And that was their Wildcat formation. They snapped directly back to Robbie Thorne, who took it in for his 3rd touchdown.
3rd touchdown of the night, or the afternoon, excuse me. And I just like that play call right there. Direct snap, and he had nothing but he had the exact end zone right in front of him. No defenders to even touch him. So 27-0, the Bobcats are 4 for 4. And it's up and good. Luke Legacy once again.
4 for 4.
I just don't know the understanding everything. 28-0, and just 2 of these opportunities, great drives, came from after 4th down conversions that were unsuccessful on the Pembroke side. Obviously, you had that amazing kickoff to begin the game, but for the Bobcats side, picking up these nice 2 touchdowns to end off the quarter after failed 4th down conversions, and we'll see if something changes for the Pembroke Spartan side, if they maybe have a different approach on the 4th down, or if they'll continue to drive down the field. So we'll see as the Bobcats kicking team comes out.
I have a feeling we're going to see some substitutions being made. They also want to protect Luke. We can't afford to have Diamond out of the game with an injury, so they do go to that. Direct snap, the Wildcat at times, and it's effective, especially when you got a line like that blocking for the guys, back in the Wildcat position.
You have Marsh and Sanborn, the 2 backup quarterbacks on the roster. It'll drop back down to around the 20, the same spot where it went last time. And Hansen will get wrapped up by 2 or 3 Bobcats.
Hansen on the return, brought down by Valente.
And
bottom of the pile was Eli Crane, captain.
And Valente, it seems like you hear the name Valente quite often, either defensively or offensively. So that's a name that we're going to be hearing throughout the next 3 quarters quite often, depending if there's going to be substitutions and whatnot. So Andrew Fitzgerald jogs out once more to see if he can razzle-dazzle up anything with this Spartan offense. I'm concerned to see what the play call is going to be here for this drive. And a flag. Possibly. Just a late whistle.
It might have lined up offside, or there may be illegal motion. Nope.
And
nothing, I guess.
the refs just blew the play dead. Doesn't see. Okay, well, someone ran off the field. Someone else came running back on the field. So the refs blow the play dead before anything happens, and now we're back and good to go. 1st and 10 at their own 25. Don't know what that was for, but we're back underway. So Fitzgerald has a handoff to the outside. He will fight for a couple extra yards before being taken down outside. And then
well, this is more the stuff they need to do when they pick up about 5 yards on that, and you're not gonna beat Plymouth unless you do that sort of running game, and again the rollout with a quick pass and the flats is your best bet. It's
a great job from Hansen, especially there, from taking the kick return or the punt return to then being in the backfield, continuing on throughout the drive. So I agree completely with what you said. If they want to outpace this Bobcats team, they're going to need to come together and play as a complete squad and not just based on one individual person.
It's like offside on Plymouth, I do believe.
And we'll wait for the signal.
Well, it looked like they did their famous. Coach Lamb has them do this.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, somebody got a little too close to the line of scrimmage. They often will jump into a different formation, which usually get a response from the offensive line where they'll be offside. But it didn't work that time.
So, 1st and 10 at the 36. So a new set of downs following the flag and the first down by Hansen. We'll see what Fitzgerald can draw up here. Little motion. Fitzgerald has a handoff. There goes Hansen again. And he breaks some tackles. There he goes to the far left outside, down the sideline, and will go out of bounds.
Great job on that. Took it down to about the 30-yard line.
And what a play call that was. I mean, he looked like he got swarmed up by defenders, but he just popped out from out of nowhere, essentially, and just trotted all the way down the left-hand sideline. Well, great play.
Yeah, he must have stepped out of bounds a little earlier because the ball is at the 40-yard line. But that was a good run. I mean, that's the kind of stuff they've got to do. I think that's the only thing that they can do where they won't lose a lot of yardage, and they may pick up some stuff like on that.
In motion. Here goes Fitzgerald. He'll bomb a cannon downfield and almost intercepted by the Plymouth secondary.
I am sure Logan Marsh is kicking himself. That ball was actually thrown well to him and went off his fingertips. But
it was a good try by Fitzgerald. It was a designed throw from the start. It wasn't no improv. It was a direct play. Wanted the throw. Just he unfortunately overthrew his man. And we'll see what comes up on the 2nd and 10 after the amazing run by Hansen. Next man in motion. And it will be again to Hansen. And he'll gain maybe 2, if 3 yards on that carry.
Hansen on the carry. Brought down by Noss.
So 3rd and 10 it looks like. Maybe got a yard. It's a good play. You had the motion come through on the outside, and then Hansen was just there, so finding themselves on a 3rd and 7.
Spartan player down on the field looks like number 60, Mike Carrier. And, it looks like knee, possibly.
And so, ladies and gents, we have a Spartan down. And when we return, we got more NHI Division II boys football. We welcome you back here. And Pembroke finds themselves in a 3rd and 7 on the Bobcat 37. We'll see what Fitzgerald dices up. Fitzgerald takes the snap. Fake the handoff. He'll roll out. Here comes the Bobcat pressure. He'll be forced to get it. A beautiful throw, beautiful catch, and there he goes. Almost broke a tackle, but it was a good play by the other quarterback, Nate Lawrence. I mean, quarterback to quarterback on that one.
Well, that was a good pass. It went through the hands of a Plymouth defender, and number one, the quarterback Nate Lawrence was open, and a good completion. And now they're looking at first down at the 20-yard line of the Bobcats, or 24-yard line of the Bobcats.
So they get the first down, and they do make it into the Bobcat red zone on the 19th. It will be a run. Here it goes, and we'll get pummeled by, it looks like, Russo. Or no, not Russo, excuse me.
Brought down by Shannon.
Shannon. It was a beautiful tackle, just came in. And
At the end of the first quarter.
And we're at the end of the first quarter. And your return, we got the Spartans on the offense in the red zone. We welcome you back to Plymouth, New Hampshire for the second quarter. The Bobcats, it's been all of them throughout the first quarter, but so far they were able to get it figured out. And I've especially looked at what I've seen from this Pembroke side. It was a good offensive start. I mean, Hansen had some great runs. Fitzgerald, great passes, and set up for 2nd and 9 in the Bobcats red zone. Like a little jump coming from
Number 68, Wyatt Royce moved. That'll be 5 yards.
It's a false start, knocking him back for a 3rd and 4 for a 2nd and 14.
5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So 2nd and 14 on with move him up actually, excuse me. So it'll be on the Bobcats defense. So they'll be on a 2nd and 4, pushing up even further in the red zone. So great positioning for the Spartans.
I think we're going to see defensively, Coach will keep the same starters in for a bit, probably through the half. I think you may see some substitutions at different positions in this quarter.
Mm-hmm. Still a great grab by Lawrence to get him in this situation. So Fitzgerald in the red towel, pinkish red towel, motion man. It'll be a handoff to the outside. He's trying to make some motion. There will be a flag in the backfield, and the Bobcats will throw him down.
Most likely it'll be a holding penalty. Robbie Thorne was there to make the initial stop and force things back the other way. So I have a feeling there'll be a holding penalty.
Offense. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
So they do get the 3rd down. Very smart call by Coach Sanborn. Decline that one. So don't want to give them the 2nd and yards. They want to give them that same yardage with the 3rd down instead. So a lot of motions coming through from both of these offenses, and we'll see what we'll see what Fitzgerald has. Another motion man. Fitzgerald takes the snap. He will throw it into the hands of, I can't quite make out who it is.
54, that was Emmett Nossman.
But we'll throw it right to Emmett Nossman. He did not expect the ball to go right at him, so that's why he instinctively threw it down. Could have had the pick, but now to 4th and 21, and we'll see if the field goal unit comes out for this Pembroke offense.
Well, when you run a screen pass like that, you've really got to get more depth as a quarterback. You have to create distance between the rushing lineman and the quarterback so you can get the guy set up for the little dump pass.
And the Spartans are going for it again. So this is their 3rd time going for it on 4th down, but the yards are a little bit more manageable on the side of the Spartans. Fitzgerald, he'll step back. He doesn't have much time. Here comes the pressure, and he's forced to get rid of it. It was good pressure by the defense of the Cats.
It may be intentional grounding. He threw the ball over into an area that the only people there were Bobcats.
Intentional grounding, offense, penalty is declined, result of the play, turnover on downs, 1st down, Plymouth.
Well, Bobcats, they do get the 1st down with some added yardage, so we'll get to see the Bobcats trot out once again. 11 minutes, 27 seconds left to go. Bobcats still up 28-0. It was a great drive from that Pembroke side. Unfortunately, unable to make anything out of it. I would have thought it was a good try. I was waiting for that field goal.
Well, the most success they've had moving the ball is running with their halfback.
As long as Hansen just keeps doing what Hansen does, Pembroke will be great in the rushing game. Patridge in the motion. And here they go to the outside, down the right-hand side, and they will grab him by the shoelace. It was a great tackle. What an even better run.
That was a double handoff
by Jackson Rainier.
That was a double handoff. It was handoff to the first guy, and then inside handoff to Rainier coming from the set man on the left-hand side, and there was absolutely nobody there.
I like the effort out of Brown. Brown just dove for it and got the shoe of Rainier to stop what could have been another Bobcat touchdown. Bobcats break the huddle. Ball snapped, handed off to the outside. Got some room, breaking a tackle, almost broke 2. A good run coming by Eli Crane, one of the other captains.
Crane had some great blocking out in front of him. They turned the corner with him. He didn't get touched until he was 10 yards down the field, so well executed. And the previous play we hit the double handoff. That's a tough one, and you have to practice that a lot to get good at it. And Plymouth, I've seen run that a couple of times in the past and today, and they execute that very well.
So now 1st and 10 on the Spartans 16, so forcing in the red zone. And here goes Diamond.
Boy,
Diamond has options, a beautiful throw, and he will fall, but not before getting to what looks like the 5.
Cooper Legacy was all by himself out there. There was no defender. They ran a kind of crossing pattern out there. Cooper, the ball was thrown a little bit behind him. If it had been a little better thrown, he'd have walked into the end zone for a touchdown. But Luke still hit the open man, and it was well executed.
Well, it's going to be a first down and goal for the Bobcats at the Spartans 5. Ten minutes left to go in the first half. Diamond under the snap will take it No, and it will be...
No, that was the Wildcat. They
Wildcat,
went the Wildcat, and it was snapped directly back to Ben Valente, and Ben picked his hole and ran it in for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And, well, the Bobcats score once more, 34.
And with the extra point here, we're going to go into running time, which will speed the game up considerably. Backup quarterback Sanborn is holding.
And the kick is up, and through the uprights it goes.
Got it through.
35.
Snap was a little off on that. Sanborn did a great job grabbing it and setting it down. And then Luke DeLeg put it through for his 5th extra point of the game.
I also do got to note that Legacy is 5 for 5 today on extra points.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing a nice job with that. And he just approaches it as kind of a chip shot. He doesn't try to, kick the thing hard, which you don't have to. You just got to get it up in the air. And he could work on that a little bit, getting it up in the air quicker. That's always the key, getting it up over the line of scrimmage.
And we'll see as we get ready throughout this part. So another kick. And what have you seen that you've really liked coming out of this Pembroke offense and defense?
Well, there's been a lot of inconsistency. I think that they could do better if they'd stick with the game plan where they're running Hanson, rolling out the quarterback to throw into the flats. The quarterback's got to get some time to throw, and it's pretty tough with the defensive line and the pressure that Plymouth puts on them. But they don't seem to stay consistent with those calls. They go back and forth, and I think that's what's hurting them. And
the ball is sent back into play. It's got some nice height, and it will be back for a touchback. I think everybody started to creep up expecting that pooch kick, and Legacy just kicked it into the end zone. So that's and he also has the wind behind him. The Stars and Stripes are straight out, heading. I believe that would probably be east, and did a good job on that. No run back. A lot of running though from both these offensive units as well. So you're definitely getting your steps in out there, especially on the offensive side of the ball. We're all wearing Fitbits out there. Or I call them Fat Bits. But that's for people like me that need to lose weight. So. All right, we'll get to see Pembroke and Andrew Fitzgerald once more. And it will be a handoff. And try to get up the middle, but here come 3 Bobcats just scooping him up and throwing him down. That's quite a welcoming committee right there. Coach Lamb is starting to substitute a little bit. He's got Brody Rousseau in at safety. So Pembroke, they only have 1 timeout left in this half. Well, we're curious to see if they will utilize it later or if they will just not even use it at all. But Fitzgerald all ready to go. He got a man to his right, and he will roll out with it. Here comes the pressure. And he will maybe find, no, and it will be incomplete and out of bounds. 3rd and 11. It's looking like another pressure. I see a lot of key teams over the last couple of decades have gone to the kind of pro model with snap back to the quarterback. And, you got to have the right players in order to do that. I know Plymouth for years, going back a few decades, if they didn't have the horses to run that kind of an offense, they ran a Delaware wing T, which was very successful. And when you're not as big as somebody else, you can run that kind of an offense better against. So. And a near pick. Great effort by, looks like number 83. And it will be a 4th and 11. So we'll see what Coach Will Moher will do for the for the Spartans. Well, they say the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, so he might be going for it. I don't know. We'll see if they decide to go for it or the punting team. And looks like they got a punt. And we'll get to see the first out of the punting unit. Punting into the wind, but the wind's died down briefly. Good snap back, and maybe this is why they don't punt. And it will be. It's out about the 30, I think. So the Bobcats have great field possession once more. (35-0) with 9 minutes to go. And Luke Diamond will jog back out once more. Nope, they've got a new quarterback. They got, we'll see. Sanborn. So Kevin Sanborn, the son of Coach Chris Sanborn, will be out there. We did get to see Sanborn play last week in their game in their homecoming game versus Bow. Logan Libby at center. So Coach Sanborn making some changes. It'll be the handoff. You have option. There he goes. He has space, and he breaks a tackle and almost had more, but met 3 more. There's that grass grill, grab grass, where in practice, you run and you put your hand down to keep yourself up, and Ben executed that perfectly to pick up an extra 3 or 4 yards. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this Bobcat offense. And we'll see what Sanborn can do. Logan Marsh is also the other backup quarterback listed on this roster.
Robbie Thorne has gone in for Ben Valente.
We'll get to see Robbie Thorne. Speaking of Thorne, he is 3 touchdowns on the day. Sanborn hands it off. Looks like it's the Thorne. And get around a gain of maybe 5-ish, 6-ish yards.
Good play. We're looking at second down.
Breaking it back, so it's going to be second and short. So
Valente.
Second and 4.
Yeah, Valente and is back in along with Eli Crane.
Look at what I've seen from Crane, too, in the backfield. And it looks like a designed snap to him.
Yeah, that's the Wildcat formation directly to Ben.
Laying on the carry, brought down by Henderson.
And we've seen a lot of that, not a lot, but we've seen that Wildcat formation used a couple times earlier today, even on the opening touchdown.
Yeah, and I think that's wise. I mean, when you've got a good line and you've got 2 big running backs, you set it back to them, let them run.
So a 3rd and 1, third and very short.
We got Drake Tottenham in at right tackle, it looks like.
So will be a high snap, gets away, but he will be able to recover it and bring it up the middle for a touchdown, Bobcats.
Now, I've always felt that if, and that was Mr. Touchdown for the day, Mr. Thorne.
So Robbie Thorne, 4 for 4, and I just want to real quick take a look at what just happened. It was a high snap and by Libby, and he was able just to scoop it up anyways and take it himself in, and what a kerfuffle that was, but still worked out for the Bobcats. So Luke Legacy can have a perfect kicking game, and he will be 6 for 6.
Now, the one thing that Robbie Thorne showed on that is he does have pretty good hands. I've seen, over the last few years how he's able to catch the football, but he's the one that made that play go. The snap was high. He was able to get a hand on it, brought it down. He had literally 3 guys on him, and then he broke free and scored a touchdown. So hats off to him. That was a great play on his part. Great effort.
Well, Robbie Thorne, 7 touchdowns. Man.
Before today.
Before today, yeah. I don't even know this season. So far now, adding on 4, that's 11 touchdowns now on the season.
Yep.
I think Coach Sanborn is very happy with how the Bobcats have been playing so far.
Yeah, and the thing is they haven't made any stupid mistakes. They have not been offside. They have not made, mental mistakes. And that's sometimes when you play a team that's not quite up to your capability, you tend to play down. And they haven't played down at all. They've taken advantage of every situation, and they've made it hurt. And they've done a good job. So they've played their game today, and that's why they're up the way they are.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as we continue. Will be Pembroke back out again. We're going to repeat what happened on the last drive, or in the previous drives, being able to go ahead and put together some great offensive challenges. So we'll see what Fitzgerald can do on around their 6th drive of the afternoon, maybe the 7th.
So the substitutions are coming in now. Landon St. George is in at D tackle, as is Hussein Osarian.
So it will be a throw to the outside, able to shimmy off one, but will get taken down around the 12. For Fitzgerald, it was a little bit of an awkward throw. It was I would definitely say a design throw for the screen, but after breaking off that tackle, he lost all of his momentum.
Well, it was covered by Jackson Rainier well, and he slowed him down. And the follow-up tackle by, I think it was Cooper Legacy, came in and finished it off. So defensively, they did a good job covering that. So
2nd and 10, or 2nd and 16 now, excuse me, with 6:20 to go. So they're lining up around the left hash. So you got 2 safeties in the back, and it will be a run. So he's still breaking tackles, but will finally get swallowed up by a round after a gain of maybe 4.
And that was Luke Hansen. Again, Luke Hansen has got to be their go-to. He's the only guy running the football that's actually done anything today. And he's a good, hard-running kid. He's got decent speed as well.
I mean, Luke Hansen, he was the one who set up the play down the left-hand sideline, which got him in great field position. Unable for Pembroke. They were unable to go ahead and punch that into the end zone, but credit to him there, making all the big running plays here. So about 5:30 to go. It will be Fitzgerald will find his check down, but will be instantly met up by the outside linebacker.
I think that was Nate Lyons,
Mr. Brown.
number 22. Did a great job. Came up real quick once that ball was thrown. Made a nice play.
So it'll be a 4th and 15. We'll see if the punting unit comes back out. Just got to look for that little pink towel that Fitzgerald has on. And I think we do have the punt crew coming out. They do have it.
And the wind has changed direction a little bit. It's coming north-south.
So we'll see the punt.
Okay, better job. That's great.
Will drop down about the 50. Recovered by Marsh, it looks like. And here goes Marsh. Marsh going to do, I don't even know what that was that he did. He did some skill move, but got another couple yards after that.
Well, they had set up a right return on that, and he had the wall there, but they're pretty close to the sideline, which is difficult to give him enough room. But he did a good job. It was a good return. It puts them again. They're on the 22-yard line, I think, on first down, with 4 minutes 42 seconds left in the first half, and their Bobcats are up 42-0.
We'll see what razzle-dazzle Sanborn has for, well, his son, Kevin Sanborn.
Well, the one thing with Chris Sanborn is he's not going to rub anything in. He's going to probably pound the ball straight. But, again, this is getting the 2s and 3s a chance to run some of these plays in real time and get them ready for other games down the road and for the playoffs in the end of the season. And there's always a little bit of confusion.
Now, again, for the Bobcats, they are doing great utilizing the running game, like I pointed out in the keys to victory here. And speaking of run, here comes another run.
That is Dominic Ciotti,
Brought down by Hansen.
the third and I think the last Ciotti brother running in the backfield. They've had a great legacy, that family. Great people.
And Luke Legacy, speaking to him, 6 for 6 on the day. So Bobcats ready to break the huddle. Sanborn still in at quarterback.
Got Grant Wenhart at the left tight end.
It will be another run, and it's a beautiful tackle.
It was a poor exchange between the quarterback and the running back. The ball was out bobbling around, and you can't afford those things to happen. And that's why you get an opportunity when you're a second or third team player. You get out there to see what it's like, and you learn a lot from making those kinds of mistakes.
Well, I think it's going to be a... it will be a fumble. So after the fumble, Pembroke recover. They make a great play defensively. And the first time the Bobcats have not scored on their drive. Really excellent defense there from the Spartans, I will say, especially after that awkward handoff. Ooh. And we'll get absolutely gobsmacked and thrown down. I mean, I just tried to find that outside leverage, just could not.
Well, it looked like he almost had a face mask on that, but fortunately not.
Well, second and maybe 12, second and 11 maybe. Just definitely at least looked like he got a loss of something. If not, it's still going to remain a 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
So we'll see Fitzgerald again make some plays happen. So we'll remain 2nd and 10. Looks like about 3:33, so 3:33 left on the clock.
Ciotti's back deep.
So we have one high safety. It will come Lawrence in motion. Here goes Lawrence trying to break off a defender, but will still get taken down, maybe after a minimal gain of 3.
Well, Landon St. George blew through that offensive line and forced the running back to kind of bow out. And that slowed the play down where they were able to hold him to like a 2-yard gain total.
Well, Nate Lawrence had a couple.
2-yard loss.
Well, Nate Lawrence had a great couple grabs after the throws by Fitzgerald to Lawrence, and that's a connection that we've already seen 3 times this afternoon, courtesy of that. So we'll see if maybe that's going to be a likely thing, or if we can maybe see Hansen run some more. But here goes Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald has the pressure. He's looking for the outside, and it will be a little bit too much pressure. It looked like he wanted men's core, and just...
Yeah, it was incomplete to Porter Brown, number 9, and just overthrew him a little bit. It was not a terrible pass, but he threw it a little bit far.
A little bit too high.
He certainly was open.
He was on the run as well, so I mean, you're not going to be as accurate while running on the run. So it's going to be a 4th and 13, and substitution for the Bobcats. So now the Spartans have been utilizing the punt game. It's going to be a high snap, and it will be a very, very high punt. And the Bobcats will let it go. Spartans will let it touch, and it will go to around the 42-yard line on the Spartan side.
Grant Wenhart did a nice job. He was very close to the ball when it came down, and he got away from it quickly, which is a smart heads-up play. The thing about the kicks like that, that was a kind of a dead ball in the air. And when they hit, you don't know where they're going to go. If you're within a yard or two, you may come off you, and then now we've got a situation where the other team may pick up the fumble.
Indeed. So 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Bobcats still leading 42-0, and they get to come back out on the offensive side of the ball with great field position. Both lines are ready. Sanborn will be a handoff. He's got space up the middle, plow through one, and plows through a second before being taken down eventually.
And that's Brody Rousseau following his big brother's footsteps. It was a nice run. Good job by the line.
Brody Rousseau, a great guy, and he's great out on the football field as well.
That's right. You got to go to school with some of these guys, right?
I do, yeah. They're great. They're great. He was looking forward to this matchup. Had an opportunity to talk to him during English class. He was very excited for this game today.
What? You talked during English class? Shh, let's not let your teacher know.
It was before class. All right. All right, Sanborn.
Good move.
Sanborn awaits hand up. We have a whistle before the snap and a flag.
Flag down on the play.
We'll see what the referee call is. Might be a false start, but we'll see in a second. See what head referee has to say.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty.
So the first down will knock him back to a 1st and 15.
And I believe Dan Salzar mentioned that this is the first time we've had the official on the field mic'd up. And that was kind of nice to get that right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Exactly.
It helps us up here in the broadcast booth from having to guess those calls. And, well, helps me especially. not as many tasks I have to do. 1st and 15.
Gets better and better.
Exactly, 1st and 15. OB, a run up the middle, Russo, and taken down about the 20. Little pass.
Brought down by Brown.
Brown's been a machine defensively, too, for the Spartans' defense. Been hearing his name all afternoon called, making some good, great tackles.
Yeah. Well, he had a good hole to run through, and that second offensive line's doing a nice job as well. And Coach Sanborn's going to run the ball pretty much straight ahead. He's not going to try to run a score up. He's just not that kind of guy.
Well, there's less than a minute left in the first, so we only have time for maybe 2 more plays max, if not a third.
It's a coaching dilemma when you have, number 2 and 3 players that are out there wanting to play their as hard as they can, and you don't want to run a score up. So.
And it will be a handoff. There he goes. He's got some separation. Powers through one. Will juke a second and will be taken down. And the Bobcats will probably have time to run one more play before the half.
That's Dominic Ciotti with a nice job.
And a couple subs coming in for the Bobcats.
Ciotti on the carry, brought down by Henderson.
So 20 seconds to go. And, we'll see one more play. We'll see what the Bobcats grab off their cutting board, see what they can make.
I don't know who's on the loudspeaker over there, but that kid sounds good. I envision like an adult with a child's voice like we see on some of these ads on TV. But the kid's doing a great job over there.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I mean,
And
and
that's the
they will
half.
take it to the half. So, Bobcats 42, Spartans 0, and it's been a very great first half. Pembroke was able to get it figured out around the second quarter. They were able to make some great defensive stops, make some great offensive plays as well. They're punting, not as great as before, but yeah. So when we return, it will be the Spartans' possession to get us back underway in the second half, and yeah, we'll step aside when we return. Second half.
Let's hear it for your future Bobcats.
We have a lost cell phone in the football tower, a blue Samsung cell phone. Lost phone, come to the football tower.
If you lost your sunglasses, they're in the football tower.
We welcome you back here to the foothills of the White Mountains. Again, my name is Royce Preventer, joined by Mike.
Mike Courier.
Mike Courier, my
okay.
fault. But an excellent first half out of this Bobcats offense and defense. For Pembroke, they were just getting warm heading into the halftime, so I'm curious what adjustments they made over the half to get ready for the second. Also, they are starting out with possession.
Yes, they are.
So, well, what do you think so far? What do we need to see from both these sides from the half?
Well, Pembroke is again, they're going to be in better shape second half because they're not playing the starters. Plymouth just really does outman them in terms of size and most of all experience. Again, you've got 25 out of 35 players that are freshmen or sophomores from Pembroke, and it's really hard to make things happen against just the opposite, where you've got more than half the team at Plymouth. You're looking at 17 seniors. Now Plymouth's future is going to require some kids to step up, which they always seem to do. But they'll be scrambling next year a little bit more because of the losing the 17 seniors who have all done a great job over the last 4 years.
Now, Robbie Thorne, I want to touch on him. 4 touchdowns on the day, and just looking at his seasonal stats, he has 7 touchdowns and 288 yards. I'm curious how many yards he's going to have after this game. But he's putting in a lot of effort and work into this afternoon.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He's, he hasn't had long runs, but I'm sure the yardage is probably around 70 yards probably for the day so far.
But if they haven't been long runs, they've been very powerful runs that have struck a punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Valente as well, who also has 2 touchdowns on the day. He has 7 touchdowns as well, just like Thorne up until this point. Yeah. So, as of now, Valente will have 9 total season touchdowns.
Okay. And there's the kick.
And we are back underway with a touchback.
Into the end zone. So.
It seems like from Legacy, it's either over into the end zone for a touchback or a little squibble.
Well, he had good wind behind him, and he did kind of punch it there, but it went down about the 10-yard line and just kept rolling. So that's good. So we're going to see the Spartans take over on the 20-yard line at the start of the second half.
Here we go, Andrew Fitzgerald. And for Fitzgerald himself, he was having a very productive second quarter. Maybe it took him a little bit in the first quarter to warm up, and then for that, but he was making some great throws, making some great passes, and we'll see if he can kind of continue that heading into the second half. Has the motion man come from the outside. It'll be a high snap, almost got away from him. He'll run to the outside and make it to about maybe a yard past the marker.
Yeah, he did a nice job corralling that snap, which was a little bit high. And then took off, didn't waste any time.
And substitution for the Bobcats, looks like. And it will be.
Looking at Isaac Ahern as a sophomore, playing a right defensive end.
So we're going to see what this Pembroke offense can mix up. It was a good attempt there on the run after that snap, and we'll see if they can have more designed play. Another man in motion. It will be a handoff to the outside, has a little bit of leverage, has to avoid his own teammate, will break off one, but the defender will still hang on.
That was a great play by Brody Rousseau. Brody was the corner on that side, and he just came up, he fought off his blocker and made the tackle, did a nice job.
Everything was done right there from Pembroke. It was just the Bobcats' defense was just there.
Yeah. Well, it's important for these young guys to be able to read their keys. They need to be in the right place that they're supposed to be in, and that one was played well.
So here we go. You notice we got about 1 to 2 high safety. We got 1 deep, not deep safety, but we'll see a nice throw down to the check down, and we'll break off a tackle. We'll slip, recover, and get then taken back down. I think it was Nate Lawrence.
Fitzgerald complete Cannon.
So it was a good throw there by Fitzgerald.
Broke that first tackle. You got to wrap him up when you're tackling out there, but Bobcats came, and now it's 4th down and 1.
Now, and it looks like they're going to still go for it now. This one's a little bit more manageable in the 4th and 1, but again, looking at what's happened with the Spartans in their 4th down drives, they are unsuccessful on 4th downs. They are 0 for 3 on the 4th downs today. And it will be a handoff, and he will get by 1, maybe 2. There's a bunch of pushing and shoving from both sides.
Then that was Luke Hansen, and I'll tell you, I think he got the first down, and that was all Luke Hansen.
Well, I just got to point out, Luke Hansen, he's been having a stellar afternoon. I mean, they're 1 for 4 now on 4th downs. And I just got to say, it was a great way to move the chains for Luke Hansen. I mean, he's been making play after play offensively for the Spartans all afternoon. And when they rung up his name again, he was able to deliver.
Freshman Robert Schley just went in on defense for Plymouth.
Motion man again. It'll be a handoff. You'll have outside space and leverage. Here comes a Bobcat from behind, and we'll just wrap him up.
That was a speed sweep, and that was our number, Greg Wenhart. Greg showed some great speed, great pursuit, and hauled him down after about maybe no gain at all.
Brought down by Wenhart.
It's a beautifully designed play there. So they'll find themselves on a 2nd and 10 situation.
And again, you've got your corners here doing a great job at spreading things out, making them. They won't let them turn the corner.
I mean, the Bobcats secondaries haven't had many opportunities this game to work with, so they've just been on the back burner as of now. It's been a lot of the offensive line, it's been a lot of the defensive line and the linebackers making most of the plays here this afternoon. And another play there was a great play by the defensive backs out of Plymouth. Linebackers. So it's going to be a 3rd and 5 now, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see a runner pass play. But Fitzgerald, he's been making some great throws to open up this opening drive for the half.
We've got another freshman in the game, Barrett Noyes. I think that's the first time we've seen him in there.
He did play last game in their game versus Bow around the 3rd, 4th quarter area. And it will be Fitzgerald to throw. He'll have his options. He'll look deep. Into the middle he goes. And he has a connection. And he'll get taken down about around the 32.
That was a great pass catch on that. That was great. The quarterback had some time to throw. He set up. He had Trayvon Cannon coming across the middle who made a great catch and then put a few extra yards on there. So that's probably the best play they've had all day.
I mean, I got to respect everything I've seen from this. From pass after pass, Fitzgerald has given it his all game, no matter if it's a simple check down or a throw like that. And that is the exact morale and momentum that Pembroke has gotten from this from that halftime. So Fitzgerald, he'll pump it. He'll have an option. He'll look for a little screen pass out to his wideout, but will maybe get a gain of 1, if that. It's just hard to tell from that. It doesn't look like he gained anything.
You know, the thing, too, with Andrew Fitzgerald, he's hanging in there pretty tough. He's only a sophomore. And, to expect a sophomore to come in and run an offense is quite a task to ask, but he's done a pretty good job.
Not every day you see a sophomore quarterback out there. Usually it's traditional that it's more seniors and juniors, but what a snag by Trayvon Cannon again.
Incomplete. It was
Incomplete.
A little bit short, but
it was a good opportunity. It was a good try by Cannon.
Well, and Cannon was wide open as well.
It was a little bit of an underthrow, just a little short. Finds himself up in a 3rd and 10 scenario. So we'll see what Coach Mower has in the playbooks for this 3rd and 10.
And we're looking at Matt Valente.
The field is an incomplete pass.
So
3rd down.
There we go. Refs had to clarify that one. So Fitzgerald again has a runner to his side.
Blaine Hiltz down at deep safety.
And it'll be Fitzgerald to air it out. What a grab! Is it complete?
Yes, it is.
And what a snag. I want to see that again in the replay. Trayvon Cannon, he climbed the ladder, scooped it with one hand, secured possession, and whatever that was, it was a great play coming from that Spartans offense. What a throw.
Certainly was, and he was on the sideline too, so as far as room to maneuver, didn't have much, but he made a great play and a great catch.
At first, it was all Luke Hansen. Now it's all Trayvon Cannon. Fitzgerald awaits. He'll take the snap, and it'll be a handoff, looking like to Hansen again. So Hansen gets the call to the outside. There he goes. He has the blocks, and will be short, maybe about a yard or two to the line.
And again, go with what you know. And Hansen's done a great job today. He's been the workhorse. He did a nice job on that. He's fast enough to get out on the corner, and then he's strong enough when he gets into those piles to add 3 or 4 yards to the carry.
Now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It seems like making these plays and handoffs to Hansen have been the bread and butter for this offense. It's been working, and now finding Cannon, their primary receiver now in the second half, everything's been working out for Pembroke. This is a great opening drive, and this is what Pembroke definitely wants to see. And it will be. He has pressure. Here goes Fitzgerald. He has to get rid of it. And it was a little bit too much power to the outside of Cannon.
Pretty good coverage by Blaine Hiltz. The ball was overthrown a little bit. A tough throw on the run. I mean, it's tougher to throw on the run when you're a right-handed quarterback going to the left. But it's something you got to really practice.
I mean, it was a lot of pressure. So in the second and short, we'll see them popping up, and we'll see what the play call is by Moher, and we'll see what Fitzgerald can do.
Well, this is the kind of time that gives the kids some confidence. You know, they're able to move the ball, able to do some things, and so this is great for the Pembroke team.
Second time the Spartans have been in the Bobcats red zone all game. We'll see if they can capitalize. They're 0 for 1. It'll be a handoff. A break tackle, he'll break another, he'll break a third, and he will power his way through. Touchdown, Spartans!
I know that Randy Clary and Todd Austin would love to have this kid. The balance that he has and the strength that he has, he'd be a great wrestler. But he did a fine job on that run. He broke several tackles.
I mean, he plowed through one, he ripped off another, and Luke Hansen, he has had his number called all afternoon. He's delivered play after play, and they deserve that touchdown after the work that Hansen's been putting in this drive.
And he's in to kick the extra point. What doesn't he do?
He does it all. Just so much respect for this young athlete. He's been doing great all afternoon. Oh, a bad snap. And he will be taken down, so the Bobcats will find 6. The ball came out after the tackle, but the refs will blow the play dead. Just looking at this drive so far, leading up to now, it's been great throws by Fitzgerald looking for Trayvon Cannon. Trayvon Cannon had a great catch in the midfield, and then looking on the sideline around the 20-yard line. It was a great play by Cannon. And then obviously the two back-to-back runs by Hansen to set up that scoring opportunity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Trayvon and Luke Hansen are both seniors, so they'll be sorely missed next year. But, it always is if somebody steps up, takes the place. But both those guys have played very well today.
And Pembroke will be expecting to see more of them later on this afternoon. There's still a lot more ball game left, but with about 2:43 in this third quarter. So as the return team gets all good to go, we'll see Bryson Stone back there. It looks like it will be Bryson Stone. It looks like it'll be Bryson Stone. Can't tell. Whatever the case, the score now reads 42-6 Bobcats with 2:43 left in this third quarter after a phenomenal drive by the Spartans.
And Barrett Noyes is back to receive the kick along with
Bryson Stone, it looks like.
Yes, I think
so. Bryson Stone in the back of Barrett Noyes, and they get us teed back up, and And the ball fell over, so he'll reset it. He'll head back to the line to kick it once more. And geez, man, just Hansen putting on an amazing show so far. So they're going to hold it. So if the wind knocks it over continuously, they have the option to hold it on the kick, and that's what they're going to opt for. And they tee it back up, and we are underway for the Bobcats after the touchdown. It'll be scooped up by Stone. Stone makes a man miss. He's still putting on power, and it'll be taken down. And it was a great return there. I mean, he's a sophomore and coming in at 6'1", just making a great play. So Bobcats, with about 2 minutes 20 left to go in this third quarter, we'll see Kevin Sanborn march back out. It's just so hard to tell, what's happening both offensively and defensively after all these. It's just been, touchdown after touchdown, and now it seems like Pembroke is finding a rhythm offensively. Now we're going to see how they come out after halftime defensively. It'll be handoff, direct snap up the middle, and taken down after about a gain of 5. I liked what I saw there for sure. And Kevin Sanborn trots off getting the call.
Brought down by Hendrickson.
And Hendrickson, that's one of the first tackles he's made. I mean, he is one of the 5 seniors out there for this Pembroke roster, but have not heard his name called much this game defensively.
Flag down on the play.
And we'll have a flag.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And this is why it's important for them, these young guys, to get into the game. They're going to make some mistakes, but they're going to learn from those.
And, well, it knocks them back down from that great rushing, from that 2nd and 5. Now it marks them all the way back to a 2nd and 10. So not too much damage done by the flag, but it will send them back to a 2nd and long. So, as you did note out, the play clock will continuously run throughout the game due to scoring restrictions. So, we'll have about a couple more plays left in this quarter. Sanborn. And a whistle before the snap. I think we might have a jump defensively.
No, it was procedure on the Bobcats again. So somebody was moving, but they were bringing people. They were coming up the gaps.
You could
somebody might have startled.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
So another penalty coming back for the Bobcats. That's their about maybe 5th, 6th penalty of the ball game, and 2 of them are from this drive offensively. So now backing them all the way up to a 2nd and 15. We got to start to wonder if it's maybe the same player making the movements, but we'll see. We do have the same starting set come out, and we'll see what Sanborn can mix up. We'll see if there's any more movements. Pembroke was looking to bring that pressure, and that's what they do. Sanborn has a handoff to the outside. It'll be lost for maybe a loss of 2.
And they brought their linebackers that time. They were shooting gaps. And they shot the gap to the play, which was fortunate for them.
And they will find themselves, I believe, at a 3rd and 15, maybe 3rd and 16. So,
and we're in the end of the third quarter.
The winning 50-50 number
well,
is
42-6, Pembroke strike
5.
on this. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we got the 4th quarter.
Number is 6-9.
Welcome you back to the start of the fourth quarter. And see the Bobcats in possession. It will be Sanborn to throw. Great connection. And will be about 3 yards back. But there's a great snag. And it's just a great throw by Sanborn.
And I think you'll see them stay in there and go for it on 4th down and 3. Sanborn did a nice job hitting the open guy. It was a good connection.
And, yep, that's the call to stay out there for the 4th and 3, about the 45. So, yeah, about their own 45-yard line. Pembroke already to go. It'll be a snap, and it will be a handoff up the middle. They got space, and they got the first down.
Nice run by Dominic Ciotti. Ciotti lowered the shoulder when he got through the line of scrimmage, ready to get hit, and did a nice job getting the first down.
Now a 1st and 10. Another great transition here. So
Henderson and Brown.
substitution coming on for Pembroke. And here comes Sanborn jogging back out with the next play call. So they are about the 49 and a half. Or 48 and a half, excuse me. Sanborn takes the snap. He'll be up the middle, and
Aiden Patridge with the run
good
on that.
run
Sophomore.
for about maybe 6. Aiden Patridge is also a great guy. Got to talk to him. He was also looking forward to this game, too. Know him personally. So about 4 yards to the marker, it's looking like. So looking at about a 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats. Sanborn awaits. Handoff. It'll be a dropped ball, but will be recovered by the Bobcats.
And that was a handoff to Simeon Crane.
It was just a little bit of an awkward ball from the snap. Just could not keep his hands on it.
Yeah, well, that's something they've got to really work on in practice. The handoff was a little bit high, but still I think that he should have hung on to it. And Simeon Crane is probably the 6th or 7th Crane that we've had on the football team here over the years. There's been a large number of Cranes that have given a lot to this program.
So,
I believe Simeon's the last.
That's what we also heard about Ciotti.
Yeah.
So a 3rd and 4. It'll be a pitch. Got room.
Nice job.
It looks like it's over to Ciotti, and Ciotti will take it for the first down and more.
Yeah, nice job. He took that. He juked a little inside. He had enough speed to get around the guy down to pick up around, looked like around 5 to 7 yards.
Ciotti pushed out of bounds by Cannon.
And Cannon making plays defensively, too. I mean, aside from making some great snags offensively, which led to that Pembroke touchdown, he was able to go ahead and stop Ciotti from advancing even further, maybe even making it into the end zone.
Yeah. So we're down about 8 minutes, and they're chug-a-lugging along.
Bobcats still lead 42-6. Sanborn has a handoff up the middle and will push his way for an additional gain. Looks like he made it to the marker, and he did.
Brody Rousseau. And another nice job. As he was being tackled at the end, he put both hands on the ball so he wouldn't fumble, which was a great move. You know, when you get into that situation where you're kind of stood up and there's guys coming at you, you got to really wrap it up. And he did a great job protecting the ball.
So we'll see what the razzle-dazzle is here from the Bobcats offense. 7:25 to go. Kevin Sanborn, coach's son, still in at quarterback. And it will be another handoff up the middle through the gap, and will be taken down for maybe a gain of 1.
That's, again, Brody Rousseau.
And a couple packages, so we'll see. It's looking like we might have another tight end jogging out there. It looks like Wowie might be running out there. And here comes Sanborn once more around 2nd and 7. .640 to go. And Pembroke defense loading the box. Will be a little bit of an outside handoff. Will be up the middle to the outside and be gobbled out for a loss. And maybe for a gain of 1, if that.
Yeah, he got pushed back on that, so he got a little bit, but not too much.
It was a good try. I can't blame anybody. There was just an awesome try, and we'll see what the Bobcats can do. And it looks like Russo will stay out there. And so is Ciotti?
He's back in, yep.
So Ciotti checks back in for this Bobcats offense.
Barrett Noyes came out.
Bobcats on the 3rd and mid. Here comes the Spartans creeping up, and it will be outside ball. He's got space. Here goes the blocks, able to maybe gain a couple more yards. And it was just a great run by Ciotti there.
He did a good job. He had the speed to get outside. They did through the toss, and did a nice job getting to that. I believe they got the first down. So looking at 1st and goal just inside the 10.
Able to pick it up, so now officially in the red zone, but they are going to be 1st and goal. We'll see what the Bobcats can shimmy up. Temperature still in the 50 degrees mark here. Still nothing like playing football in a nice October, and that's always fun. And Sanborn will have a handoff up the middle, and looks like it will be
it's your boy Brody Rousseau.
And my buddy Brody Russo will just carouse his way into the end zone, and he'll pick up his first of the evening.
Call him Bobby Boucher. Nice run. He hit the hole fast and got through there and did a nice job taking it in the end zone.
And 48-6. And Luke Legacy will be out there to put up the extra point through the uprights. So about 4:40 to go left in this ball game. So we'll probably get to see one more possession of each team most likely. And we'll see what Andrew Fitzgerald, Trayvon Cannon, and Luke Hansen can mix up for the next Pembroke possession.
They're actually going for 2 here.
Well, we'll see them go for 2. We'll see if they can hit that 50 mark.
And they're just taking a knee. That's a class act by Coach Sanborn. He's not going to run the score up anymore. He did the best he could with running the ball between the tackles on that drive down, and the kids just did a great job. You can't ask the kids not to give 100%. And the reward is getting that touchdown. But then Coach Sanborn's not the kind of guy that's going to run it up any more than he has to.
And I got to respect what I saw from Sanborn right there. And
Chris has always been a class act, and he continues to be.
And Pembroke will definitely appreciate that one. So, Legacy won't get to kick the extra point, but he will get to kick the ball back out into play. So around 4:48, so we'll get to see Pembroke's offense out on the field at least one more time. And just kind of recapping so far as we get towards the end of the game, recapping the last offensive drives. The Bobcats have primarily scored on most of their drives, aside from about 2 drives they were unsuccessful on. And Robbie Thorne making a bunch of killer plays. We'll be touched on that at the end of the game, but just a lot of great names on this Bobcat roster to be making a lot of huge plays for this organization. So, Legacy awaits, and once 4:45 to go left in this ball game. And Legacy will boot it up high, and it will be dropping around the 30, about the 30-yard line. So here comes back out Andrew Fitzgerald.
That was pretty dangerous, actually. That chip shot that he had, when the ball hit, it didn't bounce forward. It bounced backwards towards the Plymouth players coming down. So you got to, one thing I haven't seen in the return for Pembroke is I haven't seen anybody catch the ball in the air. And it's always best to try to catch that thing in the air so you don't have to deal with a bad bounce, and you got a full head of steam with the ball in your hands.
So 4 minutes to go here in the rest of this ball game. Pembroke able to scoop up one touchdown, courtesy of Luke Hansen, who's been having a phenomenal day in the backfield. It'll be Fitzgerald to snap. He's looking to air it out. He will do a little jab step and rush to the outside. He's forced to throw it, and it might be a completed catch. And it will be incomplete looking. It's hard to tell who that was for. And it's looking for his number one target of the day, Trayvon Cannon.
Plymouth defensive secondary did a great job. He had nobody open. And Trayvon was the closest thing to open, and with the sideline, it was a pretty sure bet that's not an interceptable ball on that. So good choice by the quarterback, but a great job by the secondary.
Yeah, Andrew Fitzgerald, I mean, you could see he wanted to step up in the pocket and make that throw, but unfortunately made a little jab step, couldn't do anything, so he was kind of forced to run towards the outside, and as you said, really Cannon was the only receiver in the vicinity. That was the safest option, if not going to be complete. So Fitzgerald takes it. He's looking to air it out again.
4 receivers to the right side.
He has a great completion, and he will be passed. He's got down the right-hand sideline. There he goes. He's got nothing but green grass ahead, and he will trot his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans.
And I don't see any flags, but
no flags.
They had trips to the right, and then they set him and Hansen in motion. So that's a fourth receiver on that side. So the 3 receivers took everybody deep. He was wide open on that flat, took the ball, and then turned on the juice and all the way down for a nice touchdown.
I mean, and Luke Hansen, speaking of him, he will get his second touchdown. He punched it in for the first touchdown to end the he just punched it in. For his first touchdown, and now for this one, it was just a beautifully designed play, a great throw by Fitzgerald, and the blocking just led everything up there for the side of Pembroke. The Bobcats didn't even have a chance to lay a hand on him once he got past that, once he got towards the outside. So, for the extra point. And Hansen, after scoring, will head right to kick it up. There was a little bit of trouble.
He hit the post and missed the extra point.
And on the first field goal attempt after they scored, it was an awkward snap. So 48-12 now, and with about 2:30 to go, we'll get to see the Bobcats out there one more time. I mean, it was a great day from both these sides, so we'll see. Most likely the Bobcats are just going to run out the clock, but we got a lot to recap after this game, partner.
Yeah.
And making all the array they need.
Well, they're trying to get in all their players now. I see the special teams. They're trying to get your freshmen and sophomores in to at least get some field time.
So it will be Hansen to make the touchdown, Hansen to kick the extra point, and Hansen to get us back underway. 3 strikes and you're out.
Like the Hansen brothers.
It's like Ed, and Eddie, except Hansen. And just what a phenomenal guy so far. So 2:30, and we'll see. Whistle is up, so the clock will count down as the ball will be tipped up. And it will be a low squibble. And they'll let it roll back to around the 20. Be recovered, chased down. The block is there. He has some outside separation. Up the middle he goes. And will be gobbled up around the 34.
And that was a nice job done by Bryson Stone, because he was coming at a guy, and it would have been a clip. And he just kind of got in his way and slid by, so no penalty there. So that was a smart heads-up play. He didn't quite have position on the kid.
And the clock will continue to run. 48-12 score reads, and it'll be a first and new set of downs for the Bobcats. So it will be Matt Lally checking in for the Bobcats. He'll be most likely in the tight end position. Bobcats all ready to go under Kevin Sanborn. Been playing since, I believe, around the end of the second quarter.
Looks like we're going to take knees here.
And an act of courtesy coming from the Bobcats, not wanting to run up the score or make any more plays, making the Spartans defenders work.
And what the quarterback does on this, the coach tells him to look at the time clock, and as time's running out, snap the ball, take a knee, and then you've got time in between. So they're just going to let this thing run out. They'll probably take one more knee, I believe.
One more knee for sure. And as this time runs out, let's kind of cut down and kind of just break down what's happened so far this game. I mean, honestly, it's been a very eventful day for the Bobcats offensively. You had Robbie Thorne, 4 touchdowns on the day. You had Brody Russo score 1 as well. You had Ben Valente score 2. And it's just been overall a main rushing game for the side of the Bobcats. But then on the side of Pembroke, you had Andrew Fitzgerald figuring it out. He had some great throws over to Nate Lawrence. And then you had Trayvon Cannon especially step up in that second half, making crucial catch after crucial catch, which allowed them to get into the end zone where Luke Hansen was able to punch it in.
Well, I think that the teams did the best they could with what they had. Plymouth is loaded this year. They're in the running for the state championship this year. Mm-hmm. And you've got a young Pembroke team that's got a future, but right now, current time, they just don't have the depth or the experience that they're going to need to take on a team like Plymouth.
Yeah, now the Bobcats will advance to 6-0. And the Pembroke Spartans will now advance to 1-5. Final score being 48-12. And any last comments you got to add about this game?
Well, just that next week going in, Pembroke's going to have Hollis Brookline, who has not won a game this year, so they'll be in the fight next week. And Plymouth will be in the first big battle they've had all season
with a Western Conference.
Yeah, with Sauhegan, and you look at Sauhegan, Pelham, Trinity, and Plymouth as probably the top 4 teams. They are the top 4 teams going to head to the playoffs.
Well, for everyone here at Studio 8, me, Royce Preventure, Mike Courier on the color side, we got Dan Salzer as a director. We got Mitch and producer and Xander on camera. We thank you so much for watching Pembroke Spartans and the Plymouth Bobcats. And this has been coverage of Division II boys football.